always his work my father cared about. His research. He tried to save his work. I tried to save him.
Hello there, Sera from 17 once again, introducing you to my Gears of War 3 Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. And this is Act 2, Chapter 1, Shipwreck. And you're back in the hands of Cole, and we now are unarmed. And the reason for this is because shit hit the fan, and you have to go and pick up all your shit. And we've now been introduced to the Wild Ticker. And a Wild Ticker is a ticker without explosives on it that runs around and pretends it's Mary Poppins' bag, because this thing is tiny, yet it can eat massive things. And when you kill it, whatever it's eaten falls out of it. And this thing can eat a one-shot, which is the size of a small car. And yet the thing's like a small cat. It's unbelievable. But they're funny. They can attack you, believe it or not. But they generally run away. They generally just scurry around like idiots. But as soon as you've got your shit back, well, maybe not so much your shit back, but as soon as you push forward towards these rocks, a bunch of locusts are going to spawn. Your team are going to be in some random places pushing all sorts of different madness. So just stay as far back as you can, pepper them with shots from your Lancer, keep hitting those actives, and just try and stay alive, because this early encounter's not too bad. These are, I do believe, the savage drones. And the reason why they're called savages is because they've got scuba gear on. That is the only difference I can notice from them. But there's a sniper rifle behind me there, so feel free to take your time and pop heads. That's not what I'm going to do with it, because as people know, I generally just waste my sniper rifles, because that's how I am. But you don't have to shoot as fast as I'm trying to shoot. I just like to do it. A lot of the times it doesn't pay off, sometimes it does. But the luxury is, I don't think there's, aside from one section of the game, there is not a section where you need a sniper rifle. There's a section coming up where one comes in handy, which I'm going to show you. But when you use it, get as far back as you can, place your shots. You don't have to be as, vicarious as me. I get it, I waste it, and I drop it. It's that simple. I don't really value the sniper rifle on this one as much as I used to. But that's just because I'm so used to playing like Horde and competitive and doing crazy trick shots with it that you just can't get out of the habit of trying to do silly shots with them. It's kind of funny. But as soon as you come over here, a bunch of locusts will be above you on that little box there. Your team are going to go into cover and start nailing the hell out of them, so there's not really much you have to do. But I think once you kill all of them, there's going to be another cutscene as they analyse the wreck, and I think Marcus and Dom will be resuscitated. Spoiler alert, they didn't die. And we've now got a retro Lancer, so we should be enjoying that. Well, I thought that's what was going to happen. I can't even see where my team is, but always check around the battlefield, always salvage for things. No, we're not going to be reunited with Marcus and Dom just yet. We've still got a little bit more to go. So I will say Act 2 is harder than Act 1. It's got a lot more situations where you can honestly say, wow, this is kind of challenging. And the reason for that is it introduces the diggers. And if you don't know what the diggers are, they're a pain in the arse. So this is the retro Lancer. You'll notice that the reticle goes massive when you fire it. You'll also notice that mine's kind of small before it gets big, and that's because I'm feathering the trigger. It's a technique that you need to try and practice yourself and get as down as you can, because if you do, it will save you. Never try and blind fire with it. It is so inaccurate, it is completely pointless, and firing from the hip is only advisable if they're very, very close. Medium to long distance, you might as well just whip your cock out and try and intimidate them, because it's just not going to work. But this is where Marcus and Dom come back. This is where the cutscene's going to be trimmed out, and this is the Savage Boomers. This is hard, this right now, and the best strategy I found is close to suicide. If you run up here and you get the sniper rifle, you need to run all the way back without dying, and that just then is a sniper. If he hits you, instant death. If anything up there shoots you, you're going to be in trouble. But if you get back without any danger like I just did, you can now begin to pick them off one at a time. So the reason why I don't use cover and stay up there like I usually would is because there is a digger boomer coming. He's called a Savage Boomer, and what the digger does is it goes underground like a fucking tremor, and it goes undercover, jumps out, and it kills you instantly. That's it there. You see that coming to you, you move. If you're anywhere near it, you're in trouble. But it does have a weakness. The digger can only go in a direction. It can't curve, it can't do any of that, and if you're nowhere near it, it doesn't trip, and it'll not bother you. But you should never risk it. Always move as far away from them as you can, and you'll notice there's 2 of the diggers up there, 2 of the digger boomer guys, and I'm using the sniper rifle to try and take their heads. I'm doing an atrocious job at it. Oh, there we go. But the reason why I do this is if you get the sniper, you can kill the 2 snipers that will cause nothing but havoc. Then you can focus on the savage boomers, and it just makes it a lot easier. This is probably the safest way to do it. It's not the most manly, but there's no checkpoints on this next section, and there's another fight coming up that's kind of challenging and a bad spawn, so I'm not taking any risks. None at all. So you can come into cover now the boomers are down. If you ever hear the word dig, that means there's a digger. That means you need to run away before he gets you, because I don't even mess with them guys. They're too dangerous. But keep lancing these guys. As soon as they go down, you want to make your way to the right where that... I can't tell who it is, but did you see where he just mantled over? That's where we're going to be going. Because as you push through underneath that little rock, you know, rock formation, there's going to be another spawn of locusts, and then on the next section, unless you rush forward quick enough once you clear the area, there's a random spawn, and it's bullshit. I'll talk about it in a minute though, because I'm on fire. Can you imagine if I'd have died because of that fire? How harsh is that? And I'm trying to pick that hammer burst up, but you can't get up the rocks. That rock is the size of one of Marcus's bloody forearms, and yet he can't climb it. So do you see the big boulder in front of us? That's going to be where they spawn. There's the first guy. Oh, I've got to share this as well. When they jump out of the ground and they land, easily one of the most fun headshots to try and get. I don't think I got it in my playthrough, but I have done it on casual arcade mode. Also, second funniest headshot to do is when you're on the last level and the Theron guards ziplining down. Or any time when they kind of abseil down on the wire, headshotting them then, so satisfying. The bodies fall super fast, it's so great. But back to the game. So you'll notice I'm backing up a little bit because my team are doing alt work around that corner. I swapped my sniper rifle for a hammer burst, and I'm being digger. I heard it. I'm off. Get as much distance as you can. Try and spot him, and then take him out. There he is, there's the digger. I'm shooting him with a hammer burst from a lovely distance. If you see those burrowing things, move. But there's the last savage boomer, there's the objective. No checkpoint, you'll notice. You're not safe yet. When you come forward through here, this is weird, this bit, 'cause I died, and you're gonna see me checking to my left. Because when I came up here, I was walking around picking up ammo, I didn't think 2 things about it, and then a bunch of locusts spawned on me, and my team had run away, and I got gang raped. And the checkpoint is all the way back at the cutscene with Marcus and Dom. So that's why I'm sat here, because I'm like, I'm not going to get spawned on again. And I don't know where spawn's going to happen, and it turns out the enemies will spawn wherever you are when you trip them. So when I come up here, there they are. They're the guys that spawned all the way back on that other plateau, because that's where I was when it happened. So if you push forward with your team and you stay in cover, you shouldn't have any hassle. So you notice I keep looking back, and that's the reason why I haven't gone over there to get all the ammo and pick up the digger and everything, because I'm too frightened, because there's no checkpoint, that they'll spawn on me and they'll kill me again. So whenever anything jumps out of the floor, it's all indicative of where you are. So it's not necessarily a set spawn, so just be very careful and just, you know, be on your guard, because on Insane, you're going to be licking the floor before you even know where you are. But this bit here is not too bad. You have the high ground, you have lots of cover. I'm not too sure if a digger turns up. If he does, get as much distance as you can and cheese his face. It's probably the best strategy I've found against them. And just let your team rush in. Your team are so aggressive, and sometimes they're useful, other times they're fucking nuisance, but when they're useful, they're really useful. And if you give them a boom shot or a torque bow or a sniper rifle, they can cause some serious damage. But once you've took out the guy, now you get to use the Siege Beast, which is an interesting new locust device, which is unique to Gears of War 3, and you're going to be using it as like a ballista, like a catapult, to take out some stuff. So before you do this, make sure you loot the area, because ammunition is a legitimate problem on this difficulty and on this campaign as a whole. So you just need to scavenge as much as you can. But get on the back of this beast, admire the... oh god, this game looks nice. And then shoot at that thing, and then shoot at the other thing over there. And this thing, I'm on the highest sensitivity you can physically get on this game, and it still moves slow, so don't worry, you don't have to do it quickly, you just have to take them both out, and then you've got to kill this Brumark. And I'm not too sure if this actually kills the Brumak or if it just injures it, because, spoiler alert, we're going to be fighting one of these in a couple chapters, and it isn't in a vehicle. It's not on an on-rail section, it is on foot. So for all the people that wanted to do it on Gears of War 1 and didn't buy the PC version, you're going to get to experience it in Gears 3, so look forward to that one. But there goes the Brumaki. I think he's dead unless he's playing dead. Like that fucking honey badger, which is absolutely crazy. But there you go, a well-earned checkpoint. And I'm going to leave those little pauses in because there were a guy on my 007 Bloodstone guide who doubted the difficulty the game was on, and it really pissed me off. And I know all I'm doing is giving him free publicity for him being a dickhead. But I literally was wishing for his chimney to fall in through his roof while he was asleep, and for him to wake up 6 months later in a coma, quadriplegic, and realise he'll never be able to use his hands again to spread hate on the internet. But I realised that was too harsh and decided, I wasn't going to do anything. But I don't understand people that doubt difficulty of games. Where do people benefit by putting something up on the internet and saying it's something when it's not? I don't get that mentality. I can understand it if you're a 14-year-old fucking idiot that knows nothing and you're just trying to impress your mates by saying you got, all this cool shit and you've got this really blurry shaky cam video of proof. I can understand that because you're young, there's peer pressure, there's all that kind of stuff. You're trying to impress people. I'm in my early 20s. I don't give a fuck what people think. What's the point? It just takes too long. I've got no interest in lies. I've got no interest in bullshit. If I say a game is on a certain difficulty, it's on a certain difficulty because that's just how I play. And if you don't believe it, don't watch, because all that's going to happen is I'm going to block you. And that guy really pissed me off. But back on topic, when you pause the game, it tells you what difficulty you're on, which is an awesome thing, because how many achievements have you gone to where you've been going for the hardest difficulty and for whatever reason, glitch or bullshit, it's gone back to another difficulty and you didn't realise you finished it and you didn't get the achievement. But on this game, every time you pause it, it'll tell you what difficulty you're on. And there's a couple of sections through this guide where I'm like, this is kind of easy, I'm kicking ass here, is it really on insane? And I'll pause it just to make sure. So if it's a long pause, I'll strip it out. If it's a quick one like you just saw, I'll keep it in just to add a bit of legitimacy to my guide, because internet's full of haters, and people that say you're cheating or they doubt what you do, all that is jealousy. That is jealousy because they can't do it themselves. And I don't know why I let it get to me, but I'm only human. So once you get down here, I just trimmed out a cutscene. This is an interesting little standpoint, and there's a guy that will jump onto the cargo container to my left, and he killed me when I first tried this. But if you come over to where I am, you're in perfect cover to clean people up. Nobody will rush you, unless, it could happen. I'm not saying it won't, but it didn't to me, and I took my time. I was as casual as you can be, and it was very simple. There's ammo there if you need it. That's the guy that's on the container that killed me. Just stay back here, stay nice and cowardly in the back, sniping people, and you'll have no problems whatsoever with this. What I will say is, there seems to be a hell of a lot more enemies to kill on Insane than there was on the other difficulties, and I don't know if that's because they take such a beating, it feels like every kill means something, or if it's just, I've played this game for the last 3 days solid, and my mind is just one big massive Gears of War 3, and I can't quite remember, but just keep picking them off. You could use your Lancer because you've got free ammo. I'm using the Retro Lancer because I like it, and an opportunity to use this gun is always good practice, because feathering the fire is not easy to do and get a consistent fire rate, but it's super satisfying when you take somebody down. And what's going to be happening here is, once you've killed enough, look at them just getting gang beat by a bunch of them. Fired a grenade, that is a cluster look right there. But once you kill enough people, the objective will ping, you'll hit a checkpoint and a Brumak's going to turn up, and then you have to fight the Brumak in this environment. The first time I played the game with friends on hardcore, I flanked the Brumak and I was hitting it from behind, and I was stood behind a rock up there to the northern end where the enemies are spawning, and it worked a treat. He couldn't hit me, I was absolutely dick slapping him. I tried it on my Insane run, and he fired his rockets and I got turned into wallpaper, and for whatever reason it just doesn't work. So the strategy that I found for that is just as simple as this one, in this exact same spot, and if you follow what I do you will have no trouble with it whatsoever. It was almost completely cheesy, but you're still in danger, so you still have to bear in mind, but I'll talk about that when the video turns up. So just keep lancing, keep nailing people. I was super tempted to put the game onto arcade mode while I played and recorded my guide so I could get all the fancy ribbons popping up in the score and all that, because that sounds cool as fuck, man. I can't wait to delve into that. And if there's anybody on YouTube, any of my subscribers that are thinking, they want to play some Gears and you want to play with me and you want to do some campaign stuff or some Horde, I can't promise I'm going to be available all the time because I'm starting uni pretty soon, but I'm definitely up for playing it with some people because I'm going to be playing this game a hell of a lot, and it's all experience, isn't it, working towards that seriously 3.0. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and you take care now.